Today, we're in Washington State having some Cabernet Sauvignon. Let's get it. Welcome to another episode of Wine Still of the Week, where I go find a bottle that is under $20, is punching above its weight class. Hey, what's up, my fellow winos? I can't wait to get into this wine with you today, but before I do want to let you know that I did just launch my first newsletter for Grapes and Sand Publishing. There's going to be so many different things going on there, but before I get into that, I want to talk about the wine, and then on the back end of this, I'll tell you a little bit more about the newsletter. I really hope you guys subscribe. It's going to be offering a lot of cool stuff, and I'm excited about it. But anyway, let's get into the wine. Today we are in Columbia Valley. We're having the Double Canyon Cabernet Sauvignon 2022. If you guys can see that label. So I've actually let's put it over here. So I've actually had this wine before, but I had it at a previous vintage, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. I'm really excited to try this again because when I tried it previously, I really loved the wine. Thought it was really balanced, big and bold, gave me things that I wanted out of Cabernet with a little bit more. So I'm curious to know how this one's going to stand up to that last one I had years ago. So with that being said, let's get right into it. On the nose. Well, I'll tell you this, it smells like Cabernet Sauvignon. Definitely some black cherry going on here. Also like this really nice like wet soil thing I'm getting on here, which I normally get from like Bordeaux specifically. I'm catching it with here too. So this has a little bit of nutmeg going on here too. I'm also getting like cassis on the nose. Black plum, and also like definitely like a kind of like a green green herbs and green like leaves here. I'm also getting cocoa nib, like dark chocolate here too. This kind of reminds me of fall in a glass, to be honest with you. It's giving me like this kind of like the green leaves I'm talking about. I'm also getting like kind of like that kind of being in the forest during fall, like kind of orange leaves, brown leaves, just kind of leafy on the nose, which is interesting. Maybe, you know what that may be? Well, let me smell it. Hold on. Maybe that's what it is. It's like, it smells like cigar leaf. Maybe that's what I'm kind of thinking. It's something leafy going on here, which is crazy. But yeah, it's something leafy going on here, and it's been kissed by the sun, and I feel like it is. I'm gonna go with tobacco. I'm going to go with tobacco leaf here. Definitely a little black currant going on here too. And black tea. Let's go ahead and taste it and see if everything's translating to the palate. Wine Still of the Week will be right back. I am currently on this journey to be the best version of myself every single day, and I don't always get there, but one thing that helps is meditation. I believe meditation is a form of self-love and also self-regulation. If you're into wellness gear like this, please go to my online store and check it out. Cheers. Now back to the show. It's premium wine. There's a lot of things going on here that's subtle. This is top shelf Cabernet, I'm gonna be honest with you. Very good. Well balanced. Young though. And I'm gonna keep it real. This is young. This is 2022. This wine could sit for like another 10 years. And I think in another 8 to 10 years it's gonna be singing like crazy, like opera from the highest cliff in LA. Just like opera, like belting it out. I could see this wine definitely singing after a few years. So immediately tannins are high. There's some tannin here. Approachable tannins, but they're like medium plus to high here. Definitely has that drying effect on the outside. This is a medium plus. This is a full-bodied wine, to be honest with you. Finishes nice and long. Great mouthfeel in the mid part. I'm sorry. So it's drying on the outside, but there's very velvety and very like kind of silk on your palate from the beginning to the end with this wine. Acid is medium. It's not low. It's decent amount of acid here, almost getting up there to medium plus. To be honest with you, that's surprising for a Cabernet of this kind of depth. Let's talk about the fruit. Yeah, like I said, this is young, so it's in a little bit of an awkward phase in the third to fourth quarter, but it's like, this is gonna be seamless when it's done developing. You can already see it, and it's not like it's dipping at all. It's a little awkward. There's like little weird, like little acne showing up on the face of this wine, or I should say, like a little bit of like flavors and like flavors popping up in different places. Where I think once this sits in the bottle for a little bit longer, it's gonna mellow down, and everything will be more consistent and more seamless on the palate. Let me get back to the fruit. Sorry. Black cherry up front gets into like a nice little waltz with black currant. So black cherry, black currant start dancing together. As it gets into the second quarter, it gets a little cassis action and some black plums. Plum is more of a secondary, though, to be honest with you. When it gets into the second to third to fourth, you start getting these earthy notes. You start getting a little bit of that tobacco, like leafy thing starts to pop up in the palate. You get a little bit of the little bit of a dark chocolate note that pops up in the palate too. As it hits the finish, you get nutmeg, a little bit of that spice I was talking about. That's definitely there. Okay, yeah, so on the finish, you get a little bit of cedar. You get a little bit of kind of a black tea thing going on there, too. There's also some blackberries that I'm starting to taste in the mid to the finish, too. This is really, really good. There's some tertiary things going on in the mid palate that I'm loving. This is a really, really quality bottle of wine, glass of wine. And I think this is going to age brilliantly down the road. I kind of want to go back and buy a couple more bottles just so I can taste some people that I know are really good tasters on it, but also a couple to sit down and see how this actually develops within the next 5 and 10 years. Really, really good wine. I highly recommend this wine. If I'm scoring this wine, I'm going 92 plus on here, which is, I think that's the highest of the year so far, highest in January thus far. I'm going 92 plus here. And the steal here is I actually got this from Grocery Outlet. The price was $12.95. So definitely a steal. It's under $20. It's punching way above its weight class. Yeah, get a bottle if you can. Other than that, talk about this newsletter really quick. Newsletter is going to be split up weekly. I'll have a wine week, I'll have a food week, I'll have a fiction week, and then I'll have a publishing week, which is called kind of all encompassing on that week. There'll be like 2 to 3 pieces dropped every single week for the people who are not paying either. This is non-pay people who just subscribe to my newsletter. And then for people who are paid, you'll get all that stuff too, but you'll also get, I'll be trying to do a live every month where it's a Q&A, so I'll be able to answer any of your questions regarding publishing, regarding wine, regarding whatever. I'm going to also be highlighting some authors twice a month, where I'll be like either interviewing them or getting some information from them to tell you more about their book. And it's only $5 a month if you're doing the paid. On top of that, if you do subscribe on the free side, I'm going to send you a copy of my ebook called Wine's Cliff Notes. Question of the day. Who makes better Cabernet under $100? Washington State as a whole, or Sonoma or Napa? Who makes the best Cabernet between the two? Guys, until next time, cheers.